Okay, it looks like we're live with volume
What's
and,
up?
and picture.
All right now. Steph's getting everything honed in there. How's everybody doing? Can you see us and hear us? Well, you should be because we are at home, so we have pretty good internet connection today. Last weekend we struggled just a little bit. Of course, we were in Fayetteville. Like I said, we're at home this weekend, chilling out because we'll be leaving out next week. This time next week, we'll be at Hogrock.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. We're leaving out next Friday.
Yeah.
Possibly Thursday if we get the itch.
Yeah, and I've been looking at the weather, and we may be doing that, but you can't really tell with a 10-day forecast, but it's always fun looking at it. And I always want to leave early. Steph is always kind of holding me back a little bit. I'm always like, hell, let's just go, you know. But she is getting stuff done.
Especially this time of the year, just because we do a lot of camping and we're out there in the weather, it's just that much longer in the heat and the sun.
That is true.
So I'm just kind of like, let's not go out until we actually have to go out. Double J Farms saying hello, what's up? Good to see you on here. He says, looks good and sounds good. So that's great.
Hi, guys.
Toby says, read you Lima Charlie.
Good
Loud and clear.
Toby.
Lisa and Terry, good to see you guys. We got Laura Bailey that says hello with a little peace.
What's up? Good to see you guys. Lisa and Terry, I hope you guys are doing well. If you don't know those guys, you should. Those little shits will cut the roads, man. They ride. They do a lot of riding. They go places and they will absolutely ride every road there. They impress the hell out of me. I really enjoy watching them too. Enjoy, the road and the motorcycle.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, cool. So everybody can hear us. Everybody sees us. We got some. You guys tuned in and chiming in. Where do we start with our live feed? So if you're just finding this video and you're like, who the hell are they? Well, I'm TJ and this is Stephanie. I'm the Ornery One. She's the Ornery Squall. And together, we are the Ornery Ones. And we make content basically around two wheels and our life that is matched up with two wheels. Once we come into contact with great people like you guys watching right now, we started making a community, and you'll see a lot of people over there with emojis over there in the column. They are ornery asses. So you can become an ornery ass if you'd like. We had a few new members last week, and we appreciate you guys. And without the ornery asses, well, it just wouldn't be no damn fun. And you guys help us a lot, which some of y'all have been helping stuff this week because you've kicked off a little thing. And there's a lot more to this thing going on, but we can't really go into detail because we don't know if it's going to happen. So,
yeah. But there are some exciting things. So you guys know that we ride 2UP everywhere. We have a backstory. If you don't know it, you can definitely check it out just really quickly. I had a brain tumor, had emergency brain surgery. We lost everything basically that was material possession, but also a lot of my equilibrium. So we do ride 2UP, and that's a huge part of us. I have a huge desire for riding motorcycles, especially solo, but right now it's not happening, and I'm okay with it. So we're taking advantage of riding 2UP, and I know from this channel and from our social media, we've met so many people out there that's just like myself. That ride 2UP and they enjoy it and they don't have a desire to ride their own, or they do ride their own but they love riding with their partner. So there's a lot to be said as far as products out there, the seats on the market, suspension, all that also have a whole nother opinion and platform as far as what the passenger thinks of it. And that's where I think that a lot of us can shine.
Yeah, so this is going to give you guys that ride 2UP a platform to voice your opinion. Because by God, you're riding that bike just as much as we are driving the bike. I know I say it a lot. We're around a bunch of people, and they'll admit it too. Steph has probably outrode most of the people that we're standing around at times. She's been on the back with me from day one with a chopper. I mean, we've been riding. So I find it exciting because she'll get her voice and her opinion out there. And like I said, this will be a platform for all you ladies, maybe a dude too, whatever. You guys can voice your opinion, and we can talk about certain things that Steph has done to the bike to make it better for her. Because we always talk about what's I've done to make it better for me. We talk about that a lot. We have a lot of videos out there. You guys can go down through there as far as handlebars, seat, which combines with her too. But we get into a lot of what I think and the suspension, but that also affects her too. And I mean, even goes down to custom dynamic lighting because we're both on a bike and we both want to see and be seen. So,
Yeah,
real quick shout out to Shop Rag. Appreciate this new hat. I really dig it.
Yeah, and what was really neat was it arrived on June 1st, which
was my birthday.
His birthday. So it was kind of like a birthday surprise, also packaged in the mail.
So thank you, Shop Rag. We'll see you in Laconia. If you guys don't know, Custom Dynamics will be up there. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But we'll get back to the two-wheel thing. So what Steph has done is she's building a platform what is support two-up riders.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page and also Instagram. Each platform has a different audience, has around about the same material, but different in a way. Of course, our Instagram is going to be a different demographic and age and material versus what's on the Facebook group. You guys know Facebook, you can chat a lot easier and stuff like that on threads and throughout the Facebook posts. A little bit easier than Instagram. Anyways, definitely I encourage you to check it out. It's for men and women. That's our whole goal.
Yeah.
That is my goal, to inspire and encourage man and woman. Doesn't matter if you are the driver or the passenger. I want to inspire you guys, but we do primarily focus on that passenger and what they have to say.
It's very cool. It will I think it'll be a new outlook, and I think a lot of people are going to start talking about this a little bit more coming up.
Yeah, and one thing that kind of got us talking about this was the gloves that people sent, that company sent us.
Yeah, so we've talked about this from the beginning when we started riding. You know, we started the Ornery One, and then Steph, she's the Ornery Squall, and we're talking about this a lot, and we're out with all you guys. And all of us that are talking about riding, we talk about, once again, who's riding the bike and not so much the passenger.
Yeah, and that's something I wanted to just really touch on, was because it reminded me of the gloves, and I'll get into that story later. But one of the things that gets overlooked is the comfort of the passenger, and that goes back to like how the seat is for the driver and the passenger, or how the shocks are for both riders. Like gear and stuff like that, you don't necessarily have to have the exact same matching gear, but you are both doing the exact same thing. So you want the passenger, of course, to be just as comfortable as the rider. And sometimes that gets overlooked because they're like, oh, well, they're just riding, like,
and we're talking about
their calves are near the engine too, so their rain gear should also have the protective lining.
Well, your hands get cold. I mean, we're in the same weather. You're going through the same. I may catch a little bit more wind up there on the handlebars, but still, yet your hands are still in the same degree. So the temperature, we're all in the same. The conditions were in the same. How the road is riding, we're going over the same bumps and potholes. Another thing is, it's important to me, if you're a two-up rider, for the rider, let's say driver of the bike, to make sure that passenger is comfortable on the back of the bike, because you don't want their ass squirming around, and because it makes it uncomfortable for you. And I can tell you that I have very seldom felt Steph behind me on the bike. We've got it pretty much tuned in to how we want to ride, and we're both very comfortable. And I'll be honest with you, Stephanie will outride me. If that bike ain't at that right humming speed, and if you guys have hung around us, you've heard me say this, if it ain't running about 38, let's say 36, somewhere right in there, and she don't feel that right hum, she's poking me in the gut, and she's on the center going, is there something wrong with this fucking bike? She's wanting to kick it up a little bit. So, and then as far as distance, she will outride me on distance. There's many a days where we hit that 5.5, and I'm like, I'm ready, you know, and that little shit's ready to maybe grab something to eat and get back on the road. And she goes, well, let's just go to the next town. It's about 45 miles away. You know, it'll be about an hour. And I'm like, okay.
Sometimes. Now, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm ready to call it a day.
Yeah, but you have gotten to where it's so, you know, you're getting where you can outride.
There's a big difference as far as being a two-up rider and building that bike to fit both of us, not just one of us. We're finding that happy medium. There's stuff out there that is good product for both riders, for the driver and the passenger. And I just don't think that that's pushed enough. So that's where I just want to kind of build that community, put it out there. There's a lot of exciting things that could be taking place with the two-up riding that we will share later on as it happens. But for now, it's out there. Facebook and Instagram. Support two-up riding on Facebook is the name of the group, and then Support Two-Up is our Instagram page.
And I ask you guys, if you are Ornery Ass or if you're watching, go like it, give it a thumbs up, throw your picture on there. We'd love to see your picture because this is more of a community thing. So this is your thing to rock it with. Like we have our Ornery Asses, but that is our private group. So our thing with the Ornery Asses is private. We have a lot of people asking to join. I have many people every day wanting to join the Ornery Ass group, and I can't because that is a privilege that you get to be from being an Ornery Ass. You pay for it. So this two-up deal is going to be a little different, where it combines a couple, and you can show off your thing. You can brag about the miles you did. You can brag about the miles you didn't eat, you didn't do, and you ate. I don't care. Just show what you're eating, what you're doing, hanging out. We had one dude a couple days ago. He goes, you know, I'm just supporting a page, but I am single as fuck. You know, and I was like, hey, man, you know, and I got a big kick out of that. And we may do bikers hookup group. Well,
Bikersonly.com.
Take it back. Yeah, bikersonly.com.
One project at a time.
That is no shit, because it's not the dudes. We have had quite a few ladies say, hey, do you have a dude that you know that I could ride on the back with? And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
We
but
heard it.
Then, yeah, we've heard that a lot. But then again, we're kind of weary because if they've never rode before, I don't want to stick them with someone that's fairly new riding also, and then it can really throw off the driver if the passenger is
rode a lot.
Is just not, you know, it's a lot of dynamics in there. But anyways.
And anyway, that pretty much sums up when we talk about support two-up riders is the dynamic of the two people on the two wheels. If for me to get out there and bust a lot of miles by myself and do my thing is one thing, but those Steph on the back is completely different out there. I ride totally different when Steph is on the back of the bike with me. When it's just me, I'm a fucking rocket. Although we're going, but I'm a little bit more grittier when it's just me.
You are.
So
you are.
Like I said, that's something we wanted to share with you guys, and we're excited to do.
Yes.
Steph is clicking around on shit over here.
Yeah, sorry. If you guys just checked in or just now tuning in, let me get this out of the way. A couple of you guys already asked what the Facebook group is. I'm just going to go ahead and just drop the link right here. Facebook group is completely free. Join. We share all kinds of tips and resources that you've got also on Instagram. I don't have TikTok. Sorry there.
Oh my God,
Nathaniel.
TikTok.
Maybe one day.
Jesus.
So
TikTok.
Facebook and Instagram. Okay. Now what are we going to talk about?
Well, let's catch up on some comments. You got anything you want to catch up on over there?
Let's see. Lisa and Terry were talking about their stock seat. They got it reworked.
Oh, really?
Some memory foam and heat. It's made a total difference, I'm sure. She said it's awesome. Laura Bailey, 20 years on the back of a Dyna Wide Glide, and it's a wild ride. That's awesome.
Well, we talk about seats too. We have a lot, and that's interesting. You guys are talking about redoing your seat and everything, because that is a major issue when we're riding. For Steph and I, and I'd like to give a big old shout out to Mustang Seats. They do sponsor us, and we're proud to be sponsored by them because we run their Super Touring Deluxe. So that is the seat. We'd ran with the hammock and the sundowner and the stock, and then we were able to run a demo of the Mustang, and we really liked it. And then, coming to find out, we like it more and more. And so that is the seat that we are running. And then we were also able to do the backrest for Steph a few months ago on our tour pack that we're running right now. And that's one thing that we didn't have is a tour pack to begin with. It was just a special. So 2019 Road Glide special, and we didn't have, of course, anything on the back. Put a backrest on the back of it. If you guys followed us from the very, very beginning when we had that twin cam that we had stolen down in Daytona. So we put a backrest on it, the old stock seat that comes out on whatever you want to call it, the very stock little skinny one. And then we're able to scrounge up enough money to get her a backrest and a little luggage rack. And then I built a rack on the back, and we put our backpacks. I had a Coleman backpack, and she had a Walmart backpack for hiking. We put those together like this, bunged them together, and set them on that, and bunged it around and tied it on. And then I actually had a kayak cover for the hole that you go into that went over the top of them and stretched down in case it rained. I mean, that's what we started out with. So our progression is still progressing as we've done this year. And that's as far as my backrest for me, and then making that backrest convenient for her, so it has pouches on the back. We also ran a cord up to where it runs into that as well, so she can charge her phone on the go, because we're always working, especially when we're on the road, working the internet.
Yeah, Hogrock Moto Vlog, you had said everything so far from Legends, Custom Dynamics Lights, to Mustang Seat, and everything that you guys have just suggested have changed my ride. Thank you so much. And that's exactly what you're talking about. Like, this is always developing, and this wouldn't have happened if we weren't out there meeting these people, getting to know their products, their story, themselves, why they made this certain product. There's always a story behind a certain product, it seems like. And so all these have just developed and grew in our situation, and it's been awesome that we've been able to share it with you guys, and it's taken
Yes, I want to go back and touch a little bit on that too, you guys. Everybody that we're sponsored by, you just named some out there: Legends Suspension, Custom Dynamics, Mustang Seats, KST Bards, Mustang, KST, and then Memphis Shades, hand guards, and the windshield. That paid a big difference too, guys. All this stuff, and then Denim products that we run, we're sponsored by them. I want to include them. We want to thank Pig Trail Harley Davidson real quick. But what has happened is the progression of us getting to know the product, using it as we're riding around. Then I got to know these people. If you guys have watched this or followed us, you hear me say this all the time. I call these people, or I meet these people, and this has been a progression of getting to know their product. Then I get to know them. Because what we want to do with the Ornery One, we always will do, is put people before product. We want a good product, but if you can't stand the people you're doing business with, I'm not going to run the product. I'll go find another product. But when the magic happens was when you got somebody just working their ass off to make a product because they love what they do and they love motorcycles, in our case, then they build this product that it just works. And then they have the story behind it, why they're doing it. And all these products that we're talking about, we know these people. We know who's doing it. We know who is doing this and that, and all that in their companies. So that is, I want to touch base on that. Everything that's on that bike is for Steph and I.
Speaking of that, you had also asked question on the 2-Up. TJ just hit it on the charging phone. Are you ever worried about the phone in the rain? So that's kind of two different things that we took advantage of.
Yeah.
As far as my charging port that goes up to the organizer pack that's on the back of the driver's backrest, that USB port has like a cover plug, but I also have it inside the organizer that zips and closes. But our phones, we did upgrade to the iPhones that are waterproof, but just to be safe, we have a waterproof phone case on there too.
And I can touch base a little bit on that too. I run a Kayak phone mount. I don't run anybody else's product yet. I'd like to. I have ran somebody else's phone mount in the past, so I'm not going to talk about that product because I honestly don't like it.
So your phone charger comes out.
So, yeah, my phone charger comes out. So it's not I'd like to have one that charges. You know, just put your phone up there. But what I'm having is whenever I'm plugged in and we get in heavy rain, I make sure I unplug that. That's what I've ran into is that water get up in there and it says found moisture, and you know I'm not thinking, I'm just hauling ass. So I've learned to put that plug back in the dash. We have a Road Glide, of course, and then put that little cover back up in there, and my phone does pretty much fine. Only thing that I run into is sometimes I get a moisture, I have to take the cover off and clean it because it doesn't want a touchscreen very well. And as far as Steph's phone, a lot of times she'll take it and put it in her pocket.
Right. If it's a heavy downpour, then I will just go ahead and put my phone in my pocket because I can't really use my phone with gloves on or when it's raining because my visor, I can't like really concentrate on a little screen. So I just put my phone in my pocket anyways, but then I can put my little cap over the USB plug and then zip it up and it's fine.
But we have had to replace one of those plugs before because it has got corrosion in it. I
didn't close it up.
Well, and then we ran 90 during that time. We were in that salt and some storms.
That is another thing, is running down the coast whenever it's raining or when the wind's really blowing and stuff.
Sand and salt.
It's bad.
So we're learning as well. But yeah, that's a good question.
Really quick, if we have enough time for another question.
Fuck yeah, we got all the time in the world.
Tattoo 13 by 13 wants to know, are you still running the 6.5 Memphis Shades? And then also Lisa and Terry said, Terry loves the Memphis Shades handguards, and she's running the Memphis Shades windshield, by the way.
Yeah, right on, because I got shit for putting those on. I mean, I had a bunch of assholes mouth me about those. And then all of a sudden, I started seeing more people use them because they may not look the part, kind of dirt bike-ish. I like them. But what they do is they protect my knuckles a lot because I don't like wearing gloves. And if I can get away with it, I don't wear gloves. And they just protect my knuckles from shit from the road because my bars are up now. I have 14-inch, which I need to get me back. So those handguards have been very handy. I'd go check them out, guys. If they're not that expensive, you can take them on and off very quick. And it's just another product that you have on hand that can help you in times. Okay, so the Memphis Shade, I'm running the 6.5-inch. We ran the 10-inch. We had the stock, and we're running the 6.5-inch. You guys, we made a pretty damn good little video that you can go look at in the comparison. I actually laid them up there beside each other. So we are running the 6.5. That has been what works for the both of us.
Yes, and I know people that ride 2-up that love the 10-inch. For us...
That's what she said.
For us, I think you had some buffering too, but I had a lot of buffering with the 10-inch.
And also that has to do a lot with your seat too. That seat will set you different, and then how tall you are. And I'm not real damn sure if it doesn't also matter your helmet.
I could see that.
Because we've made some changes as far as helmets, windshields, seat, and I think that right there we've got the combination that works for us. With my boots on, I'm about 6 foot. Steph, you're about what, 5?
I'm like 5'6".
Yeah, okay, so they kind of
short.
But you can compare us to you, and then. So those 3 things that we've got going on now, like as far as buffering, I don't have any. I mean, we get some crosswinds. Some days that's all we have is crosswinds. We got to deal with it. But straight on, from behind, and that kind of stuff like that, it seems to really work well with us, that combination.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not having any real bad neck pain. Now, if we're off the bike for, say, the winter or something, I don't ride for a couple weeks or something, I get back on the bike that first day, I might get a little stiff. She's said it as well. But that will dissipate for us. So yes, I am running the 6.5-inch, and I highly recommend working with Memphis Shades. They will work with you. They will talk to you and they will work through it. They have different shades of windshield. Like, I think mine's smoked.
Yeah, they have different tints,
Yeah.
but then also the different sizes. And like you said, they'll work with you. You can call them up. You can message them. I mean, they'll take into factor. They know their shit too. So like
Yeah,
your
they do.
seat, what type of bike you were riding, what your stance is on the bike compared to how tall you are, and what size of windshield you may need, or like if you like to look. A lot of people, it doesn't bother them to look through, how that kind of has a distorted little bit.
Oh, you're
Some
talking
people
about
don't mind. Some
yeah,
people do.
so that is a different windshield. But this one, I've noticed from the stock, it had that little lip up, and it kind of distorts your vision. And I've noticed on another windshield in the past that they did too. Memphis Shades doesn't have that. So we're not, for me, that really doesn't come into play until it gets dark and it's raining its ass off and we're in some, I need all the vision I can get. And then, of course, when we break down to custom dynamics, being able to see, which, dude, our bike is totally set. We can absolutely see now. I have no problem. And then, like I said, the helmet-wise, I didn't want to touch base on that. We're running the Ornery Regent X. That's what we've been running last year. And this year, I did reach out to Ornery. But they're such a big company, I don't even think they give a shit who we are. But I would love to try the next up helmet. To be honest, we really can't just afford to go buy that helmet. And that's the hard thing with the helmets. I wish we could try them all on and test them out. But it's hard to do that. But the Ornery, I am tickled to death with as far as venting. What has been working really well. I'll just grab my helmet.
Sure.
Do that real quick.
Yeah.
It's just sitting right here. So this is the Ornery that we're running, the Regent X. It's really easy to change out your windshield or your visor. They've got it to where it's very simple once you get the hang of it. They have venting in the chin. Has a couple different settings that you can set. They also had 2 vents on top, and this is all canaled. You can go look at how they did it. They set their own standards.
Which was pretty neat learning about how they make their helmets. So, DOT and like the requirements, they surpass that shit. They make their own standards, and it's pretty neat.
So since we're on the subject here, talking about helmets, what I do like about this helmet, because I was going over that there, the venting too, they also have the eyebrow vents were right here in your screen.
Can they see it very well?
Yeah, I don't know, but there's a little vent there that you can flip in a couple different settings. Guys, that works great. It just gets that air moving right here.
Actually built into the visor part of it, which is so cool.
Another thing that I'm going to talk about is the interior of the helmet. It's super, super soft and comfortable. You can take all this out and wash it. They have where you can adjust your cheek pads here. You can tear them out, which a lot of them do. But what's really cool about this helmet here, it's a centimeter wider on each side and a centimeter wider to the front. So we're talking about vlogging. And if you're watching us, you probably do want to vlog, or you're probably vlogging a little bit because it's fun as hell. So what that allows you to do is that cheek to move, and it's not squishing you as much once you get this thing set. It just a little bit helps because...
So you're not talking like this.
Yeah, because I do run the mic on the boom. I don't do the little sticker one. I find these more our style. I can kind of move this out of the way if I need to. But the helmet, like I said, is as the day progresses... there's no like a helmet headache that you might get. I don't get it from this. Actually, when I put this on, it's super comfortable, and I feel like I'm fixing to kick ass down the road, man. I'm like, got my helmet on. It's got my smell to it. I can't explain it. You guys probably know. It just smells like me. I get it on, get it locked in, get on that bike and all set. So I do like the Ornery helmet. It's the best helmet I've ran yet. And as you guys can see here, this is the Sena Evo. So that's their action camera, the newest one that they came out with. Steph and I both run one on our helmets. So it has comm systems. Her and I can talk. It has MASH too. You can hook up with, I forget how many other people. You can hook up your radio to it. Like I said, we can talk back and forth. And
I hook my phone up to it, so I make phone calls. I talk to the kids and stuff like that while we're on the road. I've ordered Taco Bell for them through my helmet.
Taking care of business. Set up stuff so we can change our mind real quick as far as rooms and shit. Also, you just click here, turns the camera on. You click it again to take a picture, or you can just do it another click and it starts recording. Bam, you've got it. There's no, and it doesn't catch a lot of wind or anything. I prefer this. Now, a lot of people like that front view that you might get from a GoPro, but personally, I don't like that big bulkiness out on the front and then the chatterbox in the back and all this shit. This is a unit that does it all. The wires run right in here inside your helmet. The speakers, most all helmets now have the speaker cut out, so you can lay your speakers in there. They have adjustment pads so you can get it right with your ear and everything, and that's it. And they're super easy just to unplug and charge at night. The new units too, now when you plug up, they will automatically pick up if they need to, you know, what's it called? When they need to be programmed up.
I don't know. I was replying back to Brandy.
Anyway.
I apologize.
So anyway, this is our helmet, and this is what we run on that. I thought it was right here, and I thought I'd just show you guys. So I'll put that back up here.
So one of our main topics that we wanted to talk to you about tonight is our packing tips. There's not any wrong or right way to pack. These are just some tips that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, if it works for you, it works.
If you can't fit your shit in the bag, you're doing it wrong. You either got too much shit or you don't have it packed right.
That is true.
And the other thing you can do
I stand corrected.
Another thing you can do, you can run off and leave all your fucking socks. And you ain't got no socks.
Well, that just makes a good reason to go shopping.
So there is a right or wrong way.
It was underwear. We ended up going somewhere, and I didn't have it. I forgot to pack underwear.
I'm going to say socks. I'm going to say socks again because the other day you had to borrow my socks.
Yeah. I usually forget something.
Well, you're doing all the recording stuff. Really, we have a lot of... So for us, we have a lot of shit that we take. So space is very valuable to us. Even a little bit of space. Extended bag.
Yeah, packing on a motorcycle for a trip is difficult enough, and there's a learning curve to it. But when you throw in the factor, like our situation, we're packing for two. I feel like I should say we're eating for two. We're packing for two on one motorcycle, so it's, you know,
and on top of
double the person and half the space, basically.
And on top of that, we're taking all of our recording gear too, so we're even less limited on what we can take because we have a drone, all of our recording shit. It is
a laptop.
A laptop. I mean, we have quite a bit of stuff that we take.
So, you guys know that, of course, we have the two saddlebags, we have our tour pack, and then we have a bag that goes on top of the tour pack. For anybody, if you just have a tour pack or if you just have a luggage bag, this will, you know, play a big part for anyone, for any trip, even if it's a weekend or if it's a week long, 2 weeks long.
Yeah, so the trip that we're fixing to take on next Friday will be gone for 18 days. It'll be roughly 4,000 miles. So that's a pretty good amount of time on the road. So we're not going to lie, you're not going to be able to pack enough clothes where you don't have to do laundry. You got to do laundry on the road. Yes. Or you wear dirty, stinky road smell clothing, which you kind of get partial to.
We do sometimes. So, should we just get into it? Our top 8?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm trying to get you more on screen there. Okay.
So, our top 8 tips and tricks. Okay. Do you want to take the first one?
No, I can't read.
Okay. Number 1, we say is do not overpack, but make sure you pack for all types of weather. And this is something you can adapt to your situation. You can kind of avoid that if you're only going for like a weekend trip, because of course forecasts will show kind of what's happening the next day or two in advance, and you can kind of judge that, especially if you're going legit. Like, you know, if it's the middle of summer and you're only going, you know, 200 miles away, you can kind of know, okay, I'm not going to need my chaps, or your rain gear, vice versa. But if you're like in our situation where we are traveling for probably, 7 or 8 days at a time, maybe 17, just like we're fixing to take out on, we take our chaps and our rain gear because you don't know what type of weather you're going to get into. Right?
Yeah, and for me, rain gear is a thing that I've been starting to, because we got new rain gear. We have a video on that too. It's a Pig Trail Harley Davidson. They helped us out on picking that out as well, in the fitting and everything. But I'm getting to where I believe the rain gear should be just pulled up really tight and left. Because
At all
rain gear,
times.
yeah, because rain gear is something that's not just for rain. It'll cut the wind and keep you a little warmer. So late at night, if you're just staying out doing stuff, and then you forget your jacket and you've got a cutout on, and you're like, oh my God, it's cold and we got 40 miles to do. I can reach in there, unroll that rain gear, and throw that coat on, and it'll keep you from absolutely freezing to death for the next 40 minutes or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm beginning to think you just roll those things up tight, you tuck them somewhere, and that's just where they are.
And you always have them on your bike.
And I've heard a lot of people say you don't need rain gear. Well, you may not need rain gear in the rain,
right.
But I use it for all kinds of shit. Yeah. So, like,
so we have our rain gear with us constantly. They're always in the bike. It's part of the bike, just like a tool bag.
Yep.
It's always there, or a tool roll. So yeah, and this is one thing that I've said before is I would rather have rain gear and dirty clothes on versus no rain gear and wet, clean clothes. I don't want to take the chance of not taking my rain gear and get into rain just because I wanted to save space and grab an extra pair of clothes, because your clean clothes that you changed out instead of your rain gear is going to do you no good.
Yeah, and we've had to do a lot of things in wet clothes that's not comfortable.
It's not comfortable.
So, now, guys, this is our opinion. Some of you guys y'all know what the fuck's going on. You've traveled. You got your own way of doing it, and it's totally cool. We're actually just doing this in case you don't know, and we're trying to just, do a little, hey.
Just sharing our thoughts and our tips of how we do things. So, first one, don't overpack and pack for all weather. If you can get away without rain gear or chaps, that's great. Just remember, don't overpack. So, the second tip is finding a system that works for you. It may not work for your neighbor or your riding buddy, but you got to find a system that works for you. And that's whether you roll your shit, you fold your shit, or you use compression bags. Don't know, but find one that works for you and do it, because once you get in the habit of doing that, once you find out how that works for you, it makes a huge difference. I kind of thought of this the other day in my head. Like you're packing and you have everything rolled up really super tight, and then you get on your trip and on your way back, it doesn't all fit the same.
Always.
It's just like when you go dig up a hole and you put the dirt back in there, it doesn't fit the same.
Or sometimes, depending on how the gravity is, you don't have enough for dirt. Something to do with the atmospheric pressure.
Yeah, something like that. So but there's all kinds of
clothes. You just can't put the shit back.
Yeah. So there's tons of tutorials out there on how you should roll your clothes, how you should fold them, if it's easier, if it's tighter, space saving, whatever. Just find it and use it. There's tutorials out there how you should roll your chaps. If you're not wearing your chaps, roll your chaps up where they actually button. I read where someone uses rubber bands. So he'll actually roll his clothes, but he wouldn't roll like all of his shirts up and then all of his pants up. He would actually lay out each set for that day. So one pair of pants, one shirt, socks, and underwear. And he would roll them up and then use rubber bands to tie them up so that whenever he got to his place at that evening, he just needed to pull that one roll out, which I thought was kind of genius. I've never done that before, and I'm wondering why I haven't done it.
Because I might change my mind on what I want to wear. And then I got a rubber band, I do that, and I break it, and then I'm like, oh man, this shirt, I don't feel this. These pants, I ate too much the last 2 days, and I know this is the tighter one, and I'm like, oh shit. So
if it works for you, do it. I know there's the compression bags out there, the airtight bags. We bought those when we went down for Daytona Bike Week. We'd never used them before.
Absolutely worked great. I put my shit in this whatever gallon one. smashed it all down. The air came out. I was like, holy shit, this is great. Threw it in the bag, and it does save room.
It does. The only concern I have with those, and it may be just the brand that we got, was it kind of seemed like it was a one-time use type deal. Yeah. Once we opened them up, got them out, it seemed like by the time that, like 4 days in of getting in and out of the bag, the seam started ripping, and then it wouldn't hold air because the seam had ripped.
Well, one zipper thing totally came off. One bag ripped. So we've really tried them out. But as far as you may be able to get some of them, I think it was a Huffy brand, honestly.
I think it was the Walmart.
So I don't, is it Huffy?
I think.
Is that
Hefty.
Yeah, that's a bicycle. So come on, man. Huffy. Give me a break. So we put our shit in there. It did. I was like, man, this is our go-to thing. But I figured out, I was like, man, then it uncompressed, and you got this bag, and you're like, well, it's ripped, and it don't work. And then I'm like, well, fuck, I'm just shoving my shit down in my bag, standing on it, jumping up and down, and trying to get the zipper done. And another thing I do want to touch base on right there. If you guys go somewhere, you can bet your ass, especially 2-up, one person or the other is going to need that damn shirt. And then somebody's going to be like, holy shit, I need that. And those things add up. So we try to give ourselves a little room, knowing that we're going to probably get a couple items on the road. But we have been known to ship shit back too.
We have. And so that's kind of funny because we have, I know a lot of you guys said that you guys will do that. That's great. I say totally take advantage of that, especially because if you're going to a rally, I can bet your ass you're going to be buying a rally shirt.
Or somebody's going to hit you in the face with this badass shirt. You're like, oh, I caught it. And you're just like, oh, wow, tequila, some kind of shit. And you want that shirt because you caught it. Because that good-looking chick with the big tits just threw it and hit you in the face. You're like,
so you got to keep it.
I got to keep it.
Take
Although
that
it's
shit
a
home.
medium, I wear an extra large. I'm going to, so here you go.
Yeah, so we have done that before. Ship our shit back. And we had actually, from Daytona, we shipped a bag, the compression bag, full of dirty clothes back home. When we got that bag and we opened the compression bag that was full of dirty clothes for about 3 weeks.
It was bad.
It was bad.
Well, and another thing is,
bad.
We got back and we stayed. When we went down to Daytona, we went on almost down to the Keys and hung out and went deep sea fishing and shit. So we were gone for a lot longer than we expected, and we actually beat that back. So we were just like, holy shit, I hope that gets back. It's got my favorite pair of underwear in it. You know?
CJ Kirk, you get the comment of the day. I just shipped my pants.
I just shipped my pants back home. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So that's number 2. Just finding a system, making it work. Roll, fold, compression bags, whatever it is, stick to it.
Let us know.
Our third tip is to avoid items that melt. And this was a learning curve because we'd never even thought of this at first until it actually happened. So men and women, it doesn't matter. Don't get things that will melt. So your stick deodorant, your lipstick, men.
My lipstick, I was pissed.
Pencil eyeliner. Those things like chapstick, that shit will melt and it will become a liquid and it'll get all over your shit. And
Snicker bars.
Yeah,
cheese.
Don't get a candy bar.
You got to buy that cheese and you get it out and you're like, holy shit.
So deodorant, get the aerosol can, little travel aerosol can of deodorant. It makes a world of difference because you'll thank me about 4 days in, you don't have no deodorant because yours melted and
you're
it's
not
all
saving
in your
the
lining.
atmosphere, but by God, you got to smell good. But I'll tell you what is bad. And something else I want to touch base on. If you've got anything, like I have some oils that I use for my face to try to keep me, I'm always getting burnt. So my face is always getting dry. So I've got this oil that I use that I put on my hands and rub my face at night, trying to soften that skin up, trying to keep looking sexy. Make sure that son of a bitch is good and tight. Because I've got my little travel bag with my medicine in it and stuff like that. And that shit comes undone and it's spilled out, man, it makes a damn mess. And it was because I had a little cheap container, a little cheap deal, so a dripper. So I went and got the good ones. That's another thing that I thought about this evening, the shit that we've had happen. So it's just shit that we've ran into, but deodorant will make a damn mess too.
It will.
Holy shit.
We get the aerosol can, and we also get aerosol cans that have a lid. Make sure you use your lid, because I've had shit when we pack, we're like stuffing shit down in there,
jumping up and down,
and by the time I get somewhere, my can of deodorant's completely emptied, and my clothes smell like clean linen, or lavender, baby powder, because it's all squirted out.
I hate when it all squirts out.
So, yes, another thing is, like Desert Rose, you'd asked me, they were traveling from New Mexico to Arkansas, and she kind of asked, well, what do you put your shampoo and conditioner in? Another thing, DGs are everywhere. There's a Dollar General and there's a Walmart usually within miles of wherever you end up. So if you want, don't buy your shampoo and conditioner until you get to your destination. You can use the hotels or whatever. I always take conditioner just because I don't like the cheap shit at hotels for conditioner. I can't stand it.
But we do get those little travel ones though when we do get stuff. Mm-hmm. That's what we use, and we can, instead of having that big bottle, and then you've got some good ones that we put in a little squirt containers.
Yeah, so the travel bottles, but then there's also these travel bottles that are like, instead of a plastic bottle, travel size, it's a silicone, and it's like kind of like a silicone pouch with a nozzle at the end, and so you fill it up, and then as you use it, it's actually compressed down. So it's just one of those things.
And you can reuse it, and those things, we've been trying those out here lately, and I actually like those. They seem to work pretty good. Mm-hmm. And then we've also, when you buy those little smaller containers, it's easier to kind of tuck in somewhere than a big one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and like Steph says, we run out of stuff all the time. We get the little toothpaste, we run out, we just freaking stop at Dollar General usually and grab something.
Or gas stations. A lot of times gas stations will have them. You may end up paying $4 for the little tube.
Yeah, you're not saving no money.
It's better than having...
But a lot of us, we flip out because we forgot something. And you do, you'll be running around like, oh, shit, man. But what really sucks is, like, if you wear contacts, make sure you get your damn contacts in your solution. She does.
And I always bring an extra pair of contacts with me. Even if I just put these contacts in 2 days ago, I will grab an extra set of contacts just to take with me, because you'll get shit in your eye. One will tear. There's all kinds of things.
You'll be drunk as hell and drop one.
They don't take up very much space. So
yes,
it's just something I do.
And I want to touch base real quick. You guys are traveling across the country too. Get you a couple different pair of glasses and tuck them somewhere, even if they're cheap. Because shit like that happens. Go ahead, Mama.
Our next tip is either a trash bag or a laundry bag. I know some people line their luggage bag with like a trash bag just for waterproof. If your bag doesn't have a rain cover, that's cool. But ours does. We still take a trash bag or a laundry bag just because it gives us something to put our dirty clothes into, and then also our shoes. And we take advantage of stuffing shit into our shoes for space too.
Whiskey.
Yes, whiskey bottles fit perfect in shoes, just FYI. So the fifth one, which you kind of talked about, small things come in handy. It doesn't take up very much space. And the small things that we never thought about until we needed it, which was a sewing kit and a first aid kit.
And a bazooka.
No machete, no bazooka.
Yeah, the minis.
But you have ripped your pants out multiple times, especially your pants that have holes in them already. You'll rip the crotch out.
Oh, so you guys.
So we take a sewing.
You guys follow us. You know I love holy pair of pants. I love a good holy pair of pants. I've got Levi's I've had forever, but they're actually getting to the point where I just can't wear them anymore.
They're holding. They're.
I have to have underwear
together
on.
By thread.
So the first time we went to Sturgis, I literally had one pair of pants. That's what I had. My old holy pair of pants. And that's what I wore the whole damn time. But the crotch is just getting real bad. We got pictures of me sitting there, and I had to go over to somebody. And so we stayed at a campground with somebody. And they let us crash in one of their tents because the night before our tent got demolished by a big storm at full throttle. So anyway, so we get there, get in this tent. My pants have ripped out the day before. And I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do? Because my nuts were hanging out. And I went over to this lady and I was like, and she's an older lady and she's got this big camper. And I knocked on the door and she came in and she said, what? I said, boy, I've ripped my pants out and I just feel like you might have like a sewing kit or something. And she said, oh, sure do, honey. And she came down and had this cool little kit. And she said, you just do whatever and bring it back to me. So I went over and sewed them pants up. We got pictures of me sitting there sewing and got my crotch all situated and sewed back up, took it back over and thanked her. And from then on, we take a sewing kit. Always. Yeah. So that's my rant.
And these items that we're talking about, they're really super small. We always try and think of camping, hiking, kayaking, rafting, backpacking. Stuff that's designed for outdoors and backpacking is already made to be compact, light, and small. So for our motorcycle trips, whenever we're packing for a bike trip, we usually shop in the outdoor sections or even go hit up some outdoorsy hiking stores.
Love that shit anyway because they got all the cool little gear. Cool. You know?
It's very neat.
Yeah. So the sewing kit too, as far as belt loops, we've had them rip out. We had to fix them before, not like a damn ripped out belt loop, which I have some, or a button fucking blows off your pants, or so just better to have that. And then we break it down to a first aid kit. Yes, and the first aid kit that we got, it's actually from Walmart in the camping section. Mm-hmm. And it is super small, although it doesn't have a whole lot of shit. It does have some things in it that's came in handy already. We have added to it, though. You've gotten a bee that flew up into your helmet and stung you back here. Oh, man, that was a killer African hornet. There wasn't no damn bee. That son of a bitch was the size of my palm and it flew in there. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a small dragon blowing fire down on my neck. That's right. So we did. I had that, and I honestly started having problems. I mean... And we can ride through some pain. His muscle right here in his jaw got tight, and then it started turning red and a little bit of raised, And of course, we were on the road and we're heading down to Florida last year or something, so we had to pull over. And I started getting a headache, so she got in there and got the bender, which we didn't have any. Yeah, but we had it in the first aid kit. So Desert Rose says it's like a fishing story. It is, man. There's something that just keeps getting bigger. But, so, that first aid kit, you can build your own first aid kit too, and it's fun as shit. But you can spend some money on a damn first aid kit. Mm-hmm. So, you can go look it up. You can Google it and have a little bit of fun with it and look in the videos that people put them together, and you can look at the, 10 things that you need. We should make that, maybe. And you can make your own first aid kit. Hell it's just our thing is, if you do a small tube of triple antibiotic ointment and then a small thing of Benadryl, that takes up some space. The small first aid kits have those little packages of it, so it's like a one time you open it, you use it, you're done with it. I want to go. We need to look over ours because we've used some shit out of it. Mm-hmm. We've got to look into that. That's important too. Check it before you use it again, especially if it's been a year, because you'll be surprised how often you've gotten into it and used it, and then you use it. Or you take it with you and you go to open it and it's like you have no Band-Aids. Oh, shit. And how many times have you got in there to get Band-Aids for the back of your heel? I remember you doing that a lot because your old boots may wear or something. We're getting pretty good at our boots now. We're getting pretty good. But we do, don't give her a knife. She'll cut herself every damn time. So we got to fucking, sew her back up with that sew kit and put some anti. So anyway, that's another thing we're going to touch base on there. This is probably one of your favorites. Tip number 6 is to reuse and rewear. Okay, I'm an expert at this. Riding. I wear the same damn clothes. If we're on that bike and it takes me 4 days to get there, most likely in every damn picture and all the videos, I'm going to be wearing the same damn clothes. A little trick. So, if you're tenting, well, you're just going to stink. Now, if you go to the motel and you're staying there and you turn that air conditioner on or that heater over the vent, you get your shit lined up just right and air your underwear out and your socks. I know this is crazy, but as soon as we get there and we're shutting down night, I'm getting my stuff with a chair or this and that, propping stuff up, and I'm laying my clothes out to let that air blow over. And, and a lot of times we may get a little wet or something like that. I will do that. I will get her stuff and do it because I don't want that stuff to put in a bag and start getting that moisture and getting that bad fucking stench, sour.
Yeah. Another thing is, like, if it takes us, say, 2 days, we're riding all day, we're going to stop for the night, and then the next day we're going to finish our ride. It is very highly unlikely that that second day of riding, whenever you get done riding and get to your destination, you're going to hop off that bike and go enjoy dinner with your friends. You're going to most likely unpack, unload the bike, take you a shower, freshen up. So for me, I wear the same clothes that next day of riding just because I know as soon as we get off the bike, I'm going to be taking a shower and freshening up. So to me, it doesn't bother me that bad to be able to use those clothes all day riding in the next.
Yeah, they get that road smell to them. You know, I was thinking
Except
about,
for my underwear. I'll change mine.
I was fixing to say that because I remember tenting or doing some tenting and looking out the door at the bike, and my underwear would be up on the windshield laying out or hanging over the handlebars. So, you know, there I was trying to dry it out, you know. But I think what happened at Dude that night.
Oh, you didn't do?
It put a little dew out that night and got on my underwear. And I remember getting up and getting my boots on, going out there and just my pants. I was like, son of a bitch, they're even wetter than they were when I put them out there.
Yeah, you got to watch that if you're tent camping.
I have put them underneath that little lean deal, though.
Yeah, if your tent has that lean for the door,
I'll put my boots just right, and then I'll lay my clothes try to over that, let that. I mean, I've tried all kinds of crazy shit. Or
in your tool bag, which in our tool roll we carry some twine just for whatever reason. But yeah, throw you up a homemade clothesline and throw your clothes over it and let the suckers air out.
We didn't do that. I remember us taking, because we've learned to do that now, but we were taking the little ties from the tent and taking that tie and tying it over on the bike and then putting our clothes across on that tie. It's starting to come back with all kind of memory. But anyway, so
yeah, ride in the same clothes.
Ride in them damn
until your destination. It saves you space in the long run.
A little stinky when you go in to eat lunch or something. Well, that little waitress never going to see you again. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just give it a little bit more.
Paracord is what it's called.
Thank you.
Not twine.
No, we have hemp.
Yeah, we have hemp.
We actually have hemp string. And we tried to use it the other day and we broke. We'd be better to get that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Tip number 7 is one for everyone. Everyone. I can't say it enough. Placement, and when you're packing, and just imagine your motorcycle as a triangle. Try and get that in frame. Right?
Absolutely.
Because, of course, you want the heaviest items to be lowest to the ground and also centered to your bike. If you have certain items that are super heavy that you always have, like say maybe your chaps, because they do get heavy, your tool bag, certain items like that, you want to pack those in your saddle bags, which are lower to the ground, of course, and more centered to the bike than say your tour pack.
I really think this is fucking common sense, but I mean, we have read some stuff and people have asked us, so we're going to go with this, but I think we all kind of put your heavy shit down low, and as you go up, go wider. Mm-hmm. But then we get into...
it is common sense, but like when we started kayaking a lot, you know, there was tutorials that we watched about how to pack your kayak for overnight river camping.
Yeah.
And it is different, but there's a rhythm to it because you wanted it to be equally spaced out. That's the same on the bike. You want their equal weight distribution. And then, of course, center of gravity. So you don't want the back end to be heavier. You didn't want the front end to be heavier. You wanted it to be the placement. It all makes a big difference.
It really does. And what we've noticed, too, is because we've got it down pat now. So, and now this is what I was going to touch base on. To me, it's like common sense. This is what you do. But there has been times where we throw stuff in the bike and it's down low and we're not thinking about it. But we may throw a little bit more on one side, right? Not thinking about it. She's loading, I'm loading, and really there at first because we're just loading the bike. Now we have a method where she does one thing, I do something else. She does it the same every time. I do my thing the same every time. So we've got this rhythm.
Yeah, and if you change something up, just like Blinker, you had said, make sure the bike is balanced. If you change something up, make sure that the other person knows. Just because if I decide to rearrange the saddlebag or change something, it could throw off the balance as far as from the left to right, not so much the front and back.
Now, running down to Walmart, I'm going to say that's not going to bother me or anything like that. But once we're hitting those mile markers of 4 and 500, and you're getting up to 6, especially, and 7 if you are, bless you if you're doing 1,500 a day, whatever, 5,000. Those in miles, you're going to start. It's going to start wearing on you. You can handle it for a while, but the main thing on that bike is being comfortable, having everything placed like we're talking about now, to where you can throw your hands up and that sumbitch is run straight as string. Now, I know when we got our tour pack on, and then we have a bag on top of the tour pack, and then we actually have a 511 full of stuff that straps. That's a backpack, 511 tactical bag that goes on top of that straps.
Well, it goes into the tour pack.
Right.
It doesn't go on top of the
At
bag.
first, it didn't, though.
Yeah.
We hadn't quite had that all figured out. Remember when we did all that at first?
We did that at first.
We did that first. So we've got better, but we were really tall. And they were like, TJ, when you're running down that road, you know, be careful that you're not going to be able to just let go of the bars and all that. Well, actually, we were able to. Now, what we had done a lot of changing is to that bike, though. But we've really got it down to where that bike is handling, and if something is misplaced or we do something or we add something, she can even tell. She can tell the way that I'm leaning. She's like, whoa, you're really, you know, we can tell immediately. Now, me and you may take that as like, you know, we do it a lot and we've done it a lot and we're used to it. Now, people that haven't done this.
And there's nothing wrong with feeling that and being like, okay, let's hold up, take the extra 30 minutes and rearrange or repack or place items, because especially if you have a full day of riding, you want to be comfortable and you want your passenger to be comfortable. You can deal with it, but if like say after 300 miles you're already getting tired and you're worn out, it could take a toll on you.
Yeah, then you got the elements. You don't know if you're gonna have a great sunny day, easy. Well, you might do something, but then you're dealing with one thing. You might have a back pain or headache. You two may be pissy at each other. You never know.
YouTube is always pissy.
And then you've done something, didn't pack that bike right, and something's not right, and you're pissy about that. And then you get into the elements. So we can deal with one thing, maybe deal with two, but then, and you never know when you're going to get something stacked on top of you really quick. As far as being in traffic, a bunch of fucking assholes darting in and out of you, you know, and you're hauling ass, you know, you want everything just right. You don't want to be wore out. So, to me, on a bike, anything that we can do to give us an edge the whole time so we can save energy, our mind be right, you know, and because that's what we're doing on this bike, we're trying to enjoy it. So these things that we're talking about is just stuff that we've run into, and it really makes a difference. I can break it down to a ton of other things that I've learned over the years. 8.
Number 8. It's a tip that's probably the most important. It's just remembering why you're riding and why you're riding 2-up.
There you go.
If any trip you start out in a pissy mood, it's not going to usually get a lot better. Like, start out just remembering why you're riding, enjoy the time, enjoy each other, make sure your passenger is comfortable, make sure you're comfortable, enjoy the ride, and we all love that open road and the wind in our face. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, so that kind of brings it down to it, man. You know, for us, Steph and I hear a lot of people a lot of times say, why do you have a comm system? Just because I want to talk to Steph. I hear a lot of people say, well, I want to be able to bike and I don't want to talk to anybody. Well, you know, that's just great. But that's just not how it is with Steph and I. We want to communicate. We're enjoying this damn bike and we're enjoying life. And we want to share not every thought. And there's sometimes we don't talk for miles. We may gas up and say a couple of words until we gas up again, and then when we get there, we'll talk, and then we get gas and never shut the fuck up until we stop and get gas again. Because I'm on a soapbox or somebody, you know, it's just,
Someone had mentioned, you know, well, I don't want to talk to anybody or whatever.
I've
like
got
you were
that
saying,
a couple times, actually.
You know, it's nothing. The comm system is nothing different than two people taking a trip in a car. Just because you're able to talk the whole entire time doesn't mean that you do. You don't. Like you were saying, we go miles and miles and hours without saying a word.
I do want to say this. Now, Steph and I, we've got to a point, I guess, in our marriage now, whatever, we pick on each other. And, like, we may be pissy, and we'll say stuff that is a little gritty, but we know we're going to get on it and go. The last trip we was on was, I don't even fucking know what we were doing. We were coming back.
Tell you.
Where were we at? But let me tell the
which
story.
Time?
This last time, we were got a little bit of a tiff, right? And it was getting down to the end. It was quite a few miles. I guess maybe coming back from the Florida trip, it was, you know, a lot of miles, and a lot of things were going on at home. We need to get home. We're getting a little pissy. I actually got pulled over coming into town. Thank you, State Trooper, for not giving me a ticket. We're turned up, and we were going back and forth there, and all of a sudden I heard that center go bleep, and I was like, hello? Hello? Did you actually turn the fucking center off on me? So she did. So that's one thing you can do. You can reach up there and your thumb and your pointing finger just bloop, it'll turn off. You don't have to talk to each other.
I was tired of hearing it.
So now
so I turned him off.
Yeah. So here the whole time after we get in a little argument or something like that, I'm just like, just turn my center off on her. I'm done.
Tune out.
Yeah, so here lately we're like, I'm done with this conversation. So you can turn that thing off, but it sure is nice to cut up, be able to make quick decisions on where we're going to go or what we want to do or what we want to eat, or if she's got the poops and she needs to go right then.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
This gas station, well, hell no, this tree will work. Just pull over. Pull over. So. Pull over. Pull over. Pull over. You gonna catch up on comments?
Desert Rose says, she just says goodbye.
She's out.
Yeah. See ya. Goodbye. Okay, so that is our 8 tips for packing on a motorcycle for your motorcycle trip, especially for 2-up. It can be done. And what about upcoming stuff?
Okay. Switching gears here.
Yeah.
We are getting geared up. We've been doing a lot on this support 2-up riding. Also been working on t-shirts. I do want to mention that we have new merch. I have them over here to the side. I'm going to grab them and just show you guys. You can tell them where you can get it at.
So our website has all of our merch, all of our new shirts that we just got in. I know a couple of people had ordered them whenever we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. There was a little bit of a delay as far as if you guys have gone out anywhere, you see that people are short-handed or people have shortages of all kinds. So it was a little bit longer than what we anticipated.
That's
but
what she said.
Our shirts are in, and we got different
Real
styles.
quickly, if you want to order, go to theorneryone.com. It's all on there. So, my shirt is a ornery as fuck, as we usually did on the back. Let me get in frame here. If you guys don't know, that's how it looks on the back. And then on the front, we did this one. It says, because I say it a lot, ride until you're sane. So, I thought that was kind of cool. That's one of mine. And then the other one of mine that she got done.
This is show and tell.
It is show and tell. Is just a big ass lightning bolt on the front, and then the new logo that she's touched up of the Ornery One. It has changed a little bit.
So I am not screen printing these anymore. It takes too much time. I hate to say it, but Ornery One shirts are going to be pre-made.
Yep, and they are tri-blend. This is the canvas shirt, so they're the more sport cut. They stretchy and they feel good, and they're thinner. So they're not real hot, thick jersey-like shirts. So Steph's, this is so cool. This is her front of her shirt. Turquoise is a
you
girl's
guys
best
know
friend.
I love turquoise.
And then on the back, of course, you got her logo that she made up for her, which is super badass. And
Yeah.
once again, yours is a canvas as well. Tri-blend, super soft, super thin, super light, and comfortable.
And these 3 shirts right here do not come in any other colors. These are the colors that they come in.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep, that got
Perfect.
too out of hand when we did all the colors.
Which, of course, our Ornery as fuck shirts, we do have those 3 colors listed and still available. Our tank tops, though, which is where I was coming in at with the delays because certain colors aren't available, all this bullshit because of COVID.
Brands of shirt.
Yeah.
Just, too much.
Our tank tops, I'm not for sure exactly what color you'll end up with. We have it on the website listed as desert sand, but it may be gray because of availability.
We're all dealing with it, right? Gosh, like if anybody's doing anything with lumber right now, bless your heart.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so different things coming up. So like you mentioned earlier, Friday we're leaving out. We're leaving out
Maybe
for a hell of a ride, and we're excited about it. So these are some things that we've never done before. Actually, nothing that we've done. I mean, nothing that we're doing now is. I mean, we're all new to this, so it's going to be a new adventure for us. We're going to Hogrock, Illinois, for the Hogrock Rally.
Never been there. They said it's a 21 and above, and I looked at some pictures, and
It is 21 and above.
It should make a good video.
Yes. Which is right outside of Garden of the Gods. We've never been there either, so I think we will ride through there, check it out.
That's right.
And then we're going to be making our way up to Massachusetts for Three Rivers and the Laconia, sorry, it's right outside of Laconia. Mustang Seat's touring facility is there, so we're going to check it out, talk to them, check out their seats, how they're made, do a little video, share it with you guys.
I think it'll be pretty cool because you'll get to see those handmade seats right here in the U.S. The ones that we run, we were talking earlier, that Super Touring Deluxe, they make a bunch of different models for your bikes. If you are interested, I do want to touch base real quick on a Mustang seat. Reach out to me. I will get you in contact with our rep. Our rep is our chickie, and she takes care of all of our stuff. And if you know, if you've dealt with me in the past, you say something about a Mustang seat, I said, I'll get you in touch with a rep. I get your number. I have that rep call you. It's usually that day or the next day, and y'all talk seats. We've done that quite a bit, and it works really well. They'll break it down and help you decide what you want or what may work for you the best. They're really good at it. They're super, super patient because we have a lot of questions and they can answer them. I highly recommend, if you are looking for a Mustang seat, give me a yell. I'll hook you up with a rep. But while we're up there, we'll be able to show that off a little bit more. I'm curious. Once again, here we are. We know the people making these seats. We're going to go check it out and see what it's all about. So we know our product from the time it's on the assembly line or whatever till it's on our bike. We've seen it. We know it. Just like we did at Legends. That was super badass. They let us go back there and look at all their stuff. So we'll be leaving there.
We're going to be hanging out there for a couple days, and then we're going to be going up to Laconia for the rally up there. It's the oldest rally in
Laconia
the States.
Bike Week, I believe they call it.
Motorcycle Week.
Motorcycle Week.
I think it's Motorcycle Week.
That's probably is.
Yeah.
So we're going to
Never
be
been
there. Real quick, KST bars, they're going to be there. Custom Dynamics is going to be there. Mustang Seats is going to be there. Is there anybody else that's in our...
I can't remember anyone else right off the top of my mind. It's been a little busy this last couple of weeks, so I apologize.
So they are our sponsors, and we're going to go check them out. We're going to have one of our mechanics that works on the Road Glide, Chris from Picture Harley Davidson. He's going to be up there at the Laconia HD place and doing some mechanic, and I'm going to go by and see him as well. Like I said, we've never been there, so we really don't know what to expect. They said it's absolutely gorgeous up there.
Yes, and tons of riding, and that's something we're excited about. We're not for sure exactly how many days we're going to be there in Laconia, but we do want to ride up to Maine. I mean, it's there. It's like super close. We've never been that far, so why not?
That's what happened when we met. We're like, well, let's just go a little farther. We've never been here. Let's go a little farther. Go a little farther. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Well, we're just making our relationship grow.
Well,
just going a little deeper, a little deeper, a little farther and a little farther for long. You're in Maine.
okay, so as we're leaving Laconia, checking out
we'll be in
Maine,
Canada
Boston,
next.
the East Coast there, we're going to come back to the Ozarks via the Tail of the Dragon.
Tail of the Dragon, yeah. Well, I thought I was going to leave that, but you said via.
Via.
So,
surprise!
We're going to be coming, I don't know about what via. I guess that means through. It does.
Yeah, we're going to be coming that direction versus back through Cleveland and down Illinois.
Right. Yeah, so
yeah,
we're gonna hit that Tail of the Dragon and see what it's all about. We've never been on it. We're gonna see what it compares to with our pig trail here at home.
Yes, if you guys haven't rode the pig trail or anywhere here in the Ozarks, it's a amazing ride. You can't take a wrong turn and end up in a horrible situation. You take a wrong turn, it happens a lot with our GPS, and you're going to have an amazing ride no matter what.
Another thing I do want to touch base, we are teamed up with Ride the Ozarks here at home. Ride the Ozarks, you can go to their website. They send out pamphlets. They're totally free, and they have it mapped out. I forget how many rides, 8 or 9. I'll have to look and make sure. Rides in that pamphlet. They tell you how many curves, how many miles, the places you want to stop, where the gas stations are. It's legit. We're super happy to be teamed up with Ride the Ozarks. We're going to be doing more with them as the time comes as well.
Yes.
So if you want to get your pamphlet, you can go ridetheozarks.com. They got Facebook. That's what they're on a lot. You can reach out to them. They will send you a free pamphlet.
And when you reach out to them for your free pamphlet, riding guide, let them know that the Ornery One sent you. Come to the Ozarks, ride our roads. The pamphlet's there. It's free, like you were saying. It has tons of resources in there, places to stay, lodging, eating, all the rides, all the ins and outs, and the know-how. So, as we're coming back via Tail of the Dragon, we're going to be ending up at Pig Trail Harley Davidson for Lace Grace and Gears, the women's rally there that they've got going on. It's going to be a huge event. I'm excited.
Yeah, they're doing some really cool things with their pig trail. We were wanting to be over at Bentonville tonight, but we couldn't make it because they're doing pig trail's taking over Bentonville over there. So the first Friday of every month, they've got live band over there. They got a Pan American set up there you can go sit on. They probably got a couple more bikes. I wish we couldn't make it over there. So, like she said, Lace Grace and Gears will be over there during that. It's a full-on women's rally, so it will be a parade with just the ladies doing their thing on the bike. It should be it's going to be really kick-ass. So if you are around here at that time, please come and see us. We'll tell you about the trip and talk about all these amazing lady riders. And we'll share our 2-up experience.
Yes, for sure.
That's a good one. All right.
Just trying to catch up some comments also. Double J Farms wants to see that video of Hogrock. So
go check their stuff out.
So from looking at their website and their Facebook group that they've got, it reminds me a lot of Little Sturgis, which Little Sturgis is not very far from Hogrock. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot similar. So if you don't know what we're talking about, down below on our channel there, we have a video of Little Sturgis. Kind of watch that, kind of know what to expect. If you've never been to Hogrock and you want to go, like you were saying earlier, it is an adult 21 and up rally. They have adult games.
It's fun as shit.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, talking about Ride the Ozarks and our rides, Lisa and Terry said we rode them all. I remember that. When you guys were here, you guys took advantage of that, and I'm sure you guys didn't have a ride that you just hated. You loved them. Lots of great riding. Fun stuff.
You guys, I'm so glad that you guys got to come down here. So they came down during the rally that didn't happen, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue last year, and we had the Ornery was a weekend in Eureka with the Ornery asses. Let me get that right. So a lot of us showed up here. The basin let us have a block of rooms. We filled that up, and then a bunch of y'all got a lot. Just stayed at different places, and then we all did a free ride with us, which we had 113, 15 bikes on a ride. And then a lot of you guys just went out and rode those rides that's in the pamphlet. We're going to be doing that this fall too. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but we'll be doing something. So we'll be having Ride the Ozarks Rally here. It'll be somewhere around Bikes, Moves, and Barbecue.
I believe the rally is the first weekend in October.
So we'll check into that, but we'll be here and we'll be hanging out. I'm sure they're going to get me to do a guided ride. And the year before last, I did a guided ride, and I think we had like 25 or 30 bikes on it, and it was fun as hell. Like,
a lot of fun.
I got to kind of pick where we wanted to go. I think I did Twisted Sister, which I'll probably do again. Because I just like that little route.
I think it's Twisted Lady.
Twisted Lady, whatever. I was thinking Twisted Sister. I was like, yeah, man, it'd be a great
that's a band.
Hair band. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Miss the hair bands. So you guys come and hang out with us there, and we'll be doing stuff during, we'll probably be doing stuff, the Rally Off 86, which that is picture of Harley Davidson. So we're going to be talking about that. And you guys are here in the Ozarks, don't forget to go by and check out Picture of Harley Davidson. They've got amazing mechanics back there in the back. Larry, Chris, the department back there, service department. Warren will be there. Kyle will be back there. And then, of course, all the sales department, they're super good. The dude, Kyle, up front. He's been super good to us. And the ladies up there with the clothes, you can go down and see below. We got a video there of when we did a rain suit. I'll be trying to get it fitted and all that shit. I had a lot of fun that day. It was a lot of work.
And what did we learn from that video? If you buy rain gear, try it on.
Try it on. And before you go, maybe 2 weeks before, do a little yoga. Get all stretched out and ready to go. Because you just need to take the time and get your shit fit.
And you need yoga moves to get into some rain gear.
Yes. Yeah, I've came to find out. Now, I've got the pants that work for me that doesn't have the webbing in it, because I don't like the webbing because I get tripped up in it because I'm getting a little
trippy.
thicker and a little less movable. So
mobile.
Yeah, so mobility. You want to catch up. Mobility is very important. Catch up on anything.
So for the ones that are members, I was just saying, so we do have a private Facebook group on Facebook, of course, that you guys are able to join. On the website, there is a calendar, our riding schedule, but then there's also a members calendar, which the members calendar just has a little bit more details, more accurate as far as exactly the dates we are leaving or the dates that we will be arriving. The main calendar, it is just kind of a broad, general what to expect. But we do share that with the members, a little bit more precise details. It is password protected, so Dirty Biker 80, you were just asking what the password was. I will have to send it to you. He's in Facebook jail, so he can't check it out. It happens.
Oh, gosh.
Let's see. Mike Moore. So this is a good point to him. We've heard this a lot. He said, I've rode the Dragon twice, but if you're from West Virginia like me, a lot of our roads are just as curvy. The Blue Ridge Parkway is a beautiful ride.
So, yeah, man. And we were actually talking about that. I've heard the same thing. And we got to hit the tail because I want to do a little video. We'll make a little short video because I want it on our channel. But yeah, the Parkway, I've heard a lot. I'm not going to say more than a tell, but I've heard a ton of people say, guys, you got to go ride that.
And that's a lot like the Ozarks. People say the Pig Trail is an awesome ride. It is. It's an awesome ride. But there's so many good rides around here in the Ozarks that are just as quality, in my opinion, because it is curvy and you've got the tight twisties and like the beautiful scenery and
So the road that we actually take over to Picture of Harley Davidson from our house, what I like to do is go through Eureka. After you pass through Eureka, you're heading over there. There's little towns in between like Garfield and going on over to Rogers. There's a little piece of that road that is amazing. If you watched any of my stories, maybe last week, I came down through there after getting my bike from Picture of Harley Davidson. I had the regulator to go out and we got that all worked up and got a new battery on, running great. It shows me kind of going through the camera is really my phone on the phone mount, and I just turn the phone around and put it. My new phone has a zoom out, so it's able to capture more of the screen. So, but you can see a little bit of that. That's what I was riding, and it has some really tight corners. Like the first time you go into some of those corners, it does make you kind of bite a little bit on the seat with that ass. I mean, it's like, ooh. I remember years ago, and even now, after not riding it for a little bit, I may hit that a little bit. I'm like, man, that is super fucking tight and swift and upward and the wrong way lean. I mean, it's just so that little piece of the road there, we ride it quite a bit now going over there. But like Steph said, there's so many amazing, and not only the roads, but the Ozarks is just pretty in general. I mean, it's just a pretty place.
Yeah. Plus, it's home.
And we do love Arkansas, and there's a lot more to ride in Arkansas as well. We may be talking more and more about that as well, and we may have some cool shit coming up in the future. You just never know.
Desert Rose and Strake says, video does not do the roads justice. They are not joking if you are not ready. Yeah, I know we ate lunch with you guys. I think it was like the day after y'all came in, I think. And yeah, there was a couple of spots where, like, if you're not expecting it, you're like, you'll come over a hill and then it's just like opens up and it's so beautiful. Or you come over a hill and then there's a tight curve. You know, it's like, and keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, you got the pieces of the road where the trees are totally covering you, and you just go into a really covered place, and it just gets dark, and you're winding down through there, and all of a sudden you'll come out of them, and then you open up and you're crossing a bridge with a river under you, and then you're cutting up against a hill, and you're cutting tight into the bluff. And
one thing I love is like when we go over a bridge and you got like the valley and the river and stuff like that, and then there's the birds flying, and you're actually above the birds flying.
That is
I think it's just like a weird, odd kind of like a, ooh, this is badass,
I'll tell you what's really cool, too. You brought this up. So Steph is putting a video together from us being at Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival of their Loretta Lynn's place that we went to a couple weekends ago, which I recommend that next year. If you're going to pick one, guys, go to that. So she put the drone up, and I put a little bit on our story, but we're actually riding the chopper. We took the chopper over, just busted around over there and had a ball. And we went on this bridge that we just thought kind of felt like home, and it was just cool. And she puts this drone up, and these, we call them barn swallows. I don't know what the hell, but they swarmed like a bunch of bees around the drone.
They didn't attack the drone, but they came out of fucking nowhere too, because there was like maybe a couple of birds flying around, whatever. But no, as soon as the drone went up over there, like 80 birds swarmed to the drone. And
circling the drone, which pissed us off in a way, but it's nature. You can't be mad, right? But we're like, oh man, it's going to, mess up our view, and it's going to get. But after looking at the footage that we've been looking at the last couple of days, it's absolutely amazing because she's like low coming out of this creek or river. I'm not real sure. I'd call it more of a creek, but it was coming up. The drone was coming up, showing the bridge, and then we're going to be coming across, but she gets to a point where it just stays, where everything's just motionless. There's nothing moving. It almost looks like it's still shot, and all of a sudden you see birds. So it's just super badass. And then she pans around, and then Steph and I are on the chopper, just like pop, 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 across the bridge, pop, 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 pop. And it's just as she pans around, and we're going across, you have these birds just circling the drone. It's just a fun, cool moment in time that I'm glad we captured. So I got off on that little rant.
Dirty Biker 80 said he's afraid of heights when we were talking about the bridge. So if you're afraid of heights, you may not want to ride over the Skyway Bridge, which I think is like around Miami.
We rode on that a couple times when we was down there.
It's fun. But it is like a bridge that goes like straight up. Like,
so, hey man, you said that. So we got a buddy, Kelly Willett. She's actually Ornery ass. Her and Scott, her husband, are actually traveling cross country all this year. But she has the Louis Vuitton bike. So this bike is like all Louis Vuitton out. It's just, It really is. It's an understated, really cool ass bike. When she told me she was building this, I was just like, ah. But as it turned out, it's a badass bike. She absolutely loves it, but she hadn't rode a lot at this point.
And
so
she's scared of bridges.
She's scared of heights, and if you go over a bridge in a car or whatever, she rolls the windows up, and she'll want to get in the center of the RV or the truck, and she just like that she won't look. So we had this ride where we were going to go over and party and get a motel and just absolutely throw down that night. But we wanted to ride the bikes over 50 lanes. This dude did a really cool cat. He was having a little thing at a bar. So I think we're at like Bradenton. So we leave Braden and we're heading up there, and we have to go over this bridge. She's flipping her shit. Like, she won't shut up about this bridge and riding over on her bike. She's absolutely scared. I mean, and then I started getting nervous for her. So it was me and Steph on the road glide, or Steph and I on a road glide. Then Scott, he's got a brand new CVO badass bike, and then she's on the Louis Vuitton bike. And I kind of grabbed her and I said, listen, just follow us. Don't think about it. Get on the bike. Just stay behind me. Follow those custom dynamic lighting. And she's like, all right, well, I'm going to do that. So we get out there, and I can feel the tension. As we're getting closer to the bridge, I started messing with her, like throttling up and running up, kind of backing up. And she started getting into riding that bike. And I could see her go from this to she was like this and like starting to play around on the bike. We went on that bridge, and I turned it up. I think we were running 75, 80, and you're supposed to take it pretty slow. That little shit was right on it. Just boom, and I was cutting a little bit through traffic. She had a blast. But when we
she went on
peeked
the
out,
outside of the lane, like she wants to stay on the center of the lane, or the inside lane, not the outside lane or what fast lane, slow lane, whatever. Yeah, she did really good.
Yeah, we peeked out, though, the first time I've been over the bridge, and I kind of looked over and I was like, holy shit, this thing is high. I was like, oh, God. Because I want to ease up over the edge and look over.
Yeah.
So that bridge is, and she did an amazing job. We got down there, and she's like, oh, hell, I'm just enjoying the bike, following you. But like I said, when we got to the peak of that I was like, shit. I see why they call it that for sure. But if you get a chance to ride that, I'd definitely ride it.
Yeah.
Proud of Kelly for doing well on that as well.
Me too.
Little lady rider.
Mike Moore brings up a great topic, which I always say. I hadn't said it tonight, but if you are watching and you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. I would appreciate it. I know he would appreciate it. Also, if you are watching, hit the thumbs up, because that does nothing but help our channel grow. It helps the engagement and the analytics, helps our video be able to be seen more, and we would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, guys. And I do want to mention, too, if you haven't know us and you don't know, we do a pay it forward. We are a 501(c). We have become that because we have been doing more and more pay it forward. So we try to really, well, we don't try. We help people out here. So Steph and I, we're riding to it, supporting to it. We're supporting anybody on a motorcycle. But overall, we support everybody. We just want to be around good people, and we want to ride with purpose, and that's what I feel like we do. So we do a pay it forward. We have those videos down below. We've got quite a few down below, actually. If you want a tearjerker, go watch them. They'll get you. Which we'll be having one coming up this year. We've been talking about it. Crazy year we got going this year.
Very crazy, with lots of events going on. And we're already almost like halfway through the year, almost.
Well, this is really where it picks up. From here on out, we've been home a little bit here. We had a boy graduate this year, so we've been wrapping all that stuff up. We had our oldest graduate from college. Jasmine, way to go, girl. Kindred, way to hang in there, buddy. You did good. So we got 5 kids as well, if you didn't know. So we've been enjoying our last school events and this last couple. Oh.
Even our cat's emotional. Yeah. Family is everything. That brings me back to tip number 8. Remember why you ride and why you're riding 2UP. It's a great experience for us. Of course, it's a bonding moment. It's just something that we love to do. We encourage you guys to. Just to kind of recap, if you guys are on Facebook, join our Facebook group. It's Support 2 Up. And then also on Instagram, Support 2 Up, Support 2 Up Riding. We'd love to have you guys on there. And then, of course, our website has all of our schedule, all of the rallies and events that we're going to be going to. Also, our new merch is here in our hands, ready to be delivered to you. And then, of course, we've got Laconia. That's our next big rally. We're excited. We've never been there. We're not exactly where we're staying. I know.
Kind of have an idea.
A couple of people were mentioning, like, I think Hogrock, he was like, yeah, I'm kind of like waiting out too. He doesn't know where he's staying. And I think someone else mentioned that they didn't know where they were staying. And shit's booked up out there. And that's a good sign. But then again, it kind of sucks because...
Well, I think this year it's already in the books as one of the biggest years for a lot of the rallies that we've gone to. Daytona, they had a record breaking as far as sales, and the people are ready to get out there and have fun.
Steel Horse Rally had the most. I mean, it was a record breaking year for the Steel Horse Rally in Fort Smith.
And over here at Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival, I think it was that they did really well.
Yeah.
Buck was talking about that the other day. Pig Trail Harley Davidson, they're doing great. They're one thing I'm proud about our dealership over here is that they've got bikes that you can select from. So they're hanging in there, doing really well. I've talked to a couple other people. Everything's doing great. So I think this year is going to be an amazing year. You get out there and ride, man. Go out there and explore, and even if it's just a local rally or bike night, go do it. I was going to lead to that too. You guys know of a bike night? If you do follow us and you know that we're heading through a place and this, that, if you know of a bike night that we could possibly attend on the road, we'd love to go because we're passing through anyway. Or just a badass bike night, let us know. If you have a favorite rally that you go to that you don't hear us talk about, let us know that too. Might be our next favorite thing. Because we're getting told every day something new. I'm just like, shit, I thought we knew about all the rallies, but we don't.
No, there's lots of rallies.
The smoke out might happen again.
I know, that's rumored around that it's back on.
I don't know. We're going to see what happens with that. So, yeah. You want to catch up on anything on the comment?
No, I think I got everyone.
I got a really cool fortune yesterday. It's really cool.
So our Chinese place here in town has been closed it's been closed since COVID. So 2 days ago, they opened up their buffet bar in almost a year.
And me and the boy went and ate, and then last night Steph wanted to eat, so I ended up going to eat again with her. And I got this coolest fortune.
Okay, this fortune cookie.
But I just ate it today.
Pat yourself on the back for creating an opportunity.
I like that. We all need to make some opportunities to ride your damn motorcycle.
Grey Wolf, I don't think Grey Wolf is on here tonight with us, but one of his hashtags that he always uses is make things happen, not excuses. Or make opportunities, not excuses. Not exactly how it's worded exactly, but you get the gist of it, and it's so true. Make opportunities, create those opportunities, take advantage of it.
Yeah, and by God, we've been trying to do it too. A lot of work.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Well, here in closing, I appreciate you guys tuning in and chiming in. I bid you... I was going to come up with something real corny, but I'm not going to do it. I've been watching too much Game of Thrones here lately. I was going to...
Bow your knee.
Bow your knee. I was going to say, wish you good fortune on the miles that lay ahead. I really do. Be careful out there. A bunch of crazy motherfuckers driving around us. We'll be at Hogrock next week going live. We're going to try to, guys. Hopefully we have the internet, the connection to be able to do that. We're going to try. It'll probably be off our phone. In the meantime, Steph is working on videos of Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival. Plus, we have still some from Daytona. Plus, we have some other ones. She's also working on, support 2 Up. We will, I'm trying to think of what else I need to tell you guys in summary. The summary always get me, because I want to sum it up really good. You got anything else you want to add?
Not really, but as soon as we log off here, I'll think of something.
Always. All right, guys. All you ornery asses, we sure do love y'all to death. All the sponsors out there, Custom Dynamics, Memphis Shades, Legend Suspension, KST Bars, Mustang Seats, Pig Trail Harley Davidson, Senna, Ride the Ozarks. I'm probably forgetting somebody.
Oh my goodness, yeah. My brain is fried. I haven't had enough coffee today. But the day's not over.
We sure do appreciate you guys. Thanks again.
Yeah, and thank you guys for all of the super chats, all of the super stickers that you guys do, all the members there. You guys keep us on the road. You guys keep us doing what we're doing and being able to come to you guys each Friday night live, especially from the rallies. We appreciate it. Thank you guys. And like you always say,
until next time.